Download is getting extremely close now. The weather has been dreadful for the last few days and very worrying, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Going to carry on holding out hope for the sun, the good weather, the dryness. But this video is about the bands, specifically the bands that I'm most excited to see this year. Now, it's no secret by now that this is not one of my favourite lineups. It's certainly a mixed lineup. There's certainly some great points in there. It's just nowhere near my favourite thing. And the worst thing about this lineup for me now is I've just lost one of my favourite bands from it. The band that I was most excited to see this year, Bad Omens. Bad Omens pulled out for personal reasons to do with Noah, which, you know, completely respect, but I can't help but be extremely disappointed. This was a headline slot on the Friday, which also happens to be the deadest, weakest arena day I've ever had at Download. So, as you'll see in a second, I really am struggling for bands on that day. And I've kind of been listening to a few recently just to try and get into some of the other bands that are on that day. And it's not working out great. I found a couple that I did kind of like, but they've not really made it to this list because I haven't known them more than a couple of days really. So yeah, still can't wait for that first day back in the arena. It's just going to be more of a maybe looking around the shops, sitting back, getting some food, chilling on the grass, hopefully the dry grass, for a few more hours than usual, but it's, you know, it's going to be good. The only other band that I'm truly excited to see on the Friday and coming in at number 1 is Escape the Fate. So as you all know, massive die-hard emo right here. Escape the Fate were one of my starting bands. I still love them to this day, but it's been a few years now since I've seen them. It seems that every time they were getting announced for a lineup over the last few years, they had to pull out due to COVID or whatever. It's nice to finally know that I'm going to be able to see them on this Friday. They are the band that's going to make the day for me. Moving on to the Saturday, I've got Holden Absence. Actually gotten into this band a lot more in the last couple of years. It took me a while at first. Like, I'd seen them before when they were really just starting out and didn't really do anything for me back then, but you know, Lucas is a great vocalist, the band are just great, really talented, they make some really beautiful songs, I like a whole bunch of them now. I think this band are definitely going to continue to get bigger and bigger in the next few years. Next up, we've got Enter Shikari, probably the band that I'm most excited to see on the lineup now that Bad Omens have dropped out actually, because I've never seen Enter Shikari. Funny story actually, I spent a lot of years really not liking this band. I really just couldn't get into their sound, couldn't enjoy it, couldn't vibe with it, you know? I guess they are quite an acquired taste, like you either like them or you don't. It's actually their last couple of albums that really sort of got me into them. Like, I actually started listening to them a lot in lockdown, and then with their most recent album, A Kiss for the Whole World, I've really become a fan of them. I really love that album. I'm so excited to see this band. I think they're going to be a really energetic, cool performance, and they're on the main stage as well. Completely encourage anybody to check them out if you're going and you've got no one else to see at the time. Next up, got another one of my all-time favourite bands, While She Sleeps. I'm really excited to see this band on a big stage, big outdoor stage. I think this one's going to be an absolute treat. I've definitely seen this band live more than most of the other bands in my life. And I also just saw them headline Alexandra Palace last year in September. So I'm not extremely massively excited to see them just because I've seen them so many times now. I kind of know what to expect. But at the same time, I'm really excited and really just happy that a band that I love this much are on the lineup. And right now I am really obsessed with the single To the Flowers, so can't wait to hopefully hear that one live. So yeah, Sleeps is going to be a good one. And finally on the Saturday, the headline slot, Fall Out Boy. Now at first when this band got added to the lineup, I was, you know, what the hell? Why Fall Out Boy? That's such a weird one to pick. But now, going back and listening to a bunch of the songs that I actually used to quite enjoy and checking out some of the newer stuff as well that I actually recognise somehow. I guess I heard it on the radio or something because it's a lot more radio friendly. I definitely know a lot more songs than I thought I did, so that's kind of helping me realise, I'm actually really excited for this band now. Without a doubt, this band are big enough to headline and they can pull off an amazing set. You know, obviously they're a legendary band in the emo scene. It's going to be a massive sea of people. They just never were for me, really. I didn't grow up on this band, so I don't really have the same love for them that a lot of people do. But I can certainly appreciate them and for all the legendary songs that they have. I'm really excited to see it. I think it's going to be a really good time. Moving on to the Sunday, got a very new early on band on the Dogtooth stage, it's Until I Wake. Now I've definitely mentioned this band on this channel before. This is a band that I got into massively during lockdown. They pretty much started in lockdown, 2020 sort of time. They released their first lot of singles and I instantly fell in love with this band. And I straight up encourage anybody who's into metalcore, who's into the singing and the screaming in one, the heavy, the softness all in one, beautiful catchy choruses, heavy verses. If you're into any of that, check out Until I Wake. Honestly, they're a great band. Got another band that I've loved for years, Of Mice and Men. They're still doing their heavy, they're still doing, you know, what they do. I don't think they've really grown that much since last time I saw them. They seem to be kind of one of those bands that's just staying in a certain lane and doing what's safe, doing what works. They've not really gone a different direction. So yeah, I'm really excited to see them again. It's been a while. Alright, final three, and it's the big ones. We got Sum 41. Funnily enough, another band that I've never seen live before. I don't actually know that many songs by this band either, but can't deny that In Too Deep and Fat Lip are great, legendary pop punk songs that I have loved for a long time, and I think just seeing those two songs live, few others, it's going to be real fucking cool. Next up, another band that I've never seen live, it's Limp Bizkit. I'm actually well excited to see Limp Bizkit. I think there's going to be a crazy time. I guess I've never seen this band because I've never really considered myself an actual fan of them. Like, I just like the odd song here and there, only really know the main ones, but obviously break stuff. Rolling. It's going to be so cool. You know, it's just going to be so cool to see an ocean of people at Download enjoying those songs. And finally, at number 10, I'm pretty sure you can guess who this one's going to be. It's Avenged Sevenfold. So this band have headlined Download a few times. Without a doubt, they're one of my favourite headliners for Download. I really enjoyed them in 2018. Really, really amazing set. And I have no doubt that they're going to do a great job this year as well. Obviously, their last album was very poorly received for a lot of fans, including me. I'm not a big fan of it at all. But obviously, the set isn't just made up of new songs. They're going to be playing all the classics, all the biggest ones. What's not to love, really? I did see a lot of people complaining about this one, but like, this is a headliner. This is a Download headliner, a perfect Download headliner. They're an absolutely legendary band at this point, and this is going to be a great way to close out the festival. Can't wait for it. Alright, and that is the top 10 bands that I'm most excited to see at Download this year. There are a few other bands on this lineup that didn't quite make it to this list that I am also excited to see this year. But all in all, this is a pretty weak lineup for me. I can't actually decide if I prefer Saturday or Sunday either because, like, I've kind of got really strong points on both days, but also massive gaps on both days. Maybe Saturday is just slightly higher for me because of Sleeps and Shikari. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Cannot wait. So if you're brand new here, you love Download Festival content, please click subscribe as I make a bunch of that on here. I've got a bunch of Download vlogs, bunch of Download lineup reactions, festival vlogs, concert vlogs. All the good stuff is down there somewhere. My channel has pretty much been going through its biggest growth ever this last month, and I just love to see it. So thank you so much if you've just joined my channel, or if you've been here for the last year, the last few years, thank you so much as well. Obviously, it's also my channel's 10th anniversary, so every video that I'm uploading is kind of just a big celebration right now. Obviously, the Download vlog is going to be the big one. So until then, I'll see you real soon for some more festival content.